Hello there, you're watching New Vision TV News. My name is Lynn Komjisha and here's what's coming up in our bulletin. In news around Uganda, members of parliament have paid their last respects to Mary Luwum, and there's a high crime rate as Katakwi police post remains closed. Youth leaders have been cautioned against anarchism. In news around the East African region, South Sudanese are yet to receive life-saving food and water. And in news around the world, Zimbabwe opposition protests against worsening economy. In our special report, we'll look at St. Andrew's Church in Bukoto. Hello there once again. Thank you for joining us. My name is Lynn Komjisha. Now for news around Uganda, the body of Mary Luwum, wife to fallen former Archbishop of Uganda, Janan Luwum, laid in state today for members of parliament to pay their last respects to a woman described as one whose testimony inspired many people. She died Tuesday last week at the age of 92, 42 years after her husband's death. Prime Minister Dr. Hakana Rugunda attended Luwum's laying in state, which began at midday.
We are really celebrating the life of this distinguished lady who was able to stand by and sustain her husband, late Archbishop Luwum, during those turbulent, very, very difficult times. We salute her courage, her leadership, and her capacity to be able to sustain the family, to look after the children, to nurture the children, to bring them up to what they are now. You can see they are mature, they are playing different roles in service of the country and the service of humanity. So she has lived an amazing life, a distinguished life, a fruitful life, productive life. She has set amazing examples to be emulated by all parents, by spouses on how to handle difficult and challenging situations.
Mary Luwum succumbed to cancer on 6th August. Mary lived with Luwum through the turbulent days during which the Archbishop fearlessly questioned Amin's cruel actions, including kidnapping and murder of prominent personalities. In 2015, President MUSEVENI declared every February the 16th a public holiday in honor of Archbishop Luwum, who stood up to the excesses of former President Idi Amin. Luwum was executed by the military under Amin's orders on February 16th, 1977 at the then headquarters of the State Research Bureau, currently headquarters of the Internal Security Organization in Nakasero. Still in Kampala, the Indian High Commission today kicked off celebrations ahead of the India Independence Day celebrations on August 31st. The occasion was filled with Indian cultural performances. Miss Uganda Oliver Nakakande was also in attendance. This year's India Day celebrations seek to look out for the girl child, especially the young girls who drop out of school due to limited or no access to sanitary towels. The celebrations will go on from today till August 31st, the official event, which will be held at Kololo Independence Grounds. Now news from Jinja District. President MUSEVENI has cautioned youth leaders against anarchism as they execute their duties at the various district youth councils in the country. MUSEVENI made the warning while meeting 342 youth delegates from various district youth councils in a meeting organized by the National Youth Council at the Jinja Rugby Grounds. The youth met the president to remind him of his unfulfilled pledges towards the National Youth Council and to also tell him of their challenges. The president told the youth to avoid anarchy but indulge in developmental programs initiated by the NRM government geared at transforming their lives. Now, with the 6th edition of the Twins Festival just around the corner, it's going to happen on the 25th of August at Nambole Stadium. Brothers Amel Ndikumana and Arnold Ndikumana, 26 years, may not be much privileged but they are evidently enjoying their twin status. Born in Burundi to a Congolese father and a Burundian mother, the youthful twins attended different schools in different countries. They also trained in different professions. Amel studied computer science in Rwanda, while Arnold studied economics in Burundi. Amel and Arnold could not work in their country because of persistent insecurity. Now, Amel and Arnold are pop musicians. They are members of Together Life Band, a pop musical ensemble of refugees, mainly from DRC and Burundi, that does cabaret entertainment at Crunch's Bar in Kansanga, Lukuli Road every Saturday. The Ndikumana twins are in an upbeat mood for Vision Group's upcoming Twins Festival, which they say will give them the rare opportunity to mix and have fun with other twins from all over the country. Residents in Kasali Town Council are living in fear over the increasing rate of crime since the only police post in the area is closed. The rampant crimes in the area: animal theft, armed robbery, rape and defilement, housebreaking and marijuana smoking. These are mainly in the parishes of Gayaza, Nkenge, Chakonda, Bikira and Buyingi. Luti police post that used to serve the 5 parishes was closed 2 years ago after unknown thugs raided it and took a gun, an SMG 56 from a police constable. Recently, New Vision visited the deserted police post that has been taken over by rats, squirrels, reptiles including snakes and stray dogs. Closing of news around Uganda, still in Katakwi district, the Muslim community has decried the increased loitering of pigs, especially in Toroma and Katakwi town councils. Aisha Nakiria, the leader of the female Muslims in the district, complained that the pigs have gone to the extent of scratching their bodies on the walls of mosques in the town councils. The county Sheikh Katakwi Hassan Kasim Omongin said they do not know the intention of the non-Muslims who are trying to disturb them with pigs. Violet Akrut Adome, the district woman member of parliament, cautioned the residents against leaving animals to roam and destroy mosques. Sheikh Abdul Razak Kaulo, the district coordinator, National Population Secretariat, Uganda Muslim Supreme Council, said the Muslim community in Teso is over 283,000. We now take a look at what's making headlines in the East African region. From South Sudan, thousands of people will receive life-saving food and water from British aid, according to an official. On Tuesday, the British Minister for Africa, Andrew Stevenson, announced an extra £18 million of UK donation, which will be given to trusted partners to help vulnerable families in desperate need. At least 7 million people in South Sudan are in need of humanitarian assistance, and about 2 million are on the brink of famine. In Kenya, as a groom and bride enjoy their honeymoon, a family member has died and several guests who attended their wedding dinner are suffering from cholera and food poisoning. The development has baffled Nairobi residents. Food and drinks were provided by Hot Dishes restaurant in Nairobi. The restaurant was contracted to provide outdoor services as part of celebrations of Wilson and Sarah Wamunyu's wedding that took place Saturday. Many of the 450 guests are said to have complained of stomach complications. Now, reports from the Kenyan capital say at least 10 guests and family members whose tests have confirmed cholera are hospitalized in city hospitals. Now, of these, 3 are in Matare Hospital and 4 in Kenyatta National Hospital. The couple miraculously escaped the poisoning. Now, in news around the world, from South Africa, the country today announced visa waivers for 4 countries in a bid to boost tourism amid an economic crisis and falling visitor numbers. Visitors from Qatar, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates and New Zealand will no longer require a visa to visit for holidays conferencing and business purposes. The unilateral decision comes as official tourism figures released in May reflected a dip in the overall number of visitors to South Africa from Europe and the Middle East in the first financial quarter of the year, normally one of the most popular times to visit. From Zimbabwe, the main opposition party has vowed to go ahead with protests this week against the worsening economy, dismissing government threats to stop the demonstrations. The protests will be the first since rallies in January against President Emmerson Mnangagwa's decision to hike fuel prices that ended in deadly clashes with troops. From the U.S., a top Democrat in the U.S. Congress has warned that lawmakers would block a trade pact with Britain if its exit from the EU undermines Northern Ireland's peace accord. President Donald Trump and senior advisors to Britain's new Prime Minister Boris Johnson have spoken of fast-tracking a trade deal once Brexit is complete. Vice President Mike Pence travels to Britain and Ireland next month to discuss expanding commerce. Now, news from Russia. A Russian pilot has been hailed as a hero for landing an Airbus carrying more than 230 people in a Moscow cornfield after a bird strike. The Euro airline A321 flying to Crimea hit a flock of seagulls shortly after takeoff from Moscow's Zhukovsky airport today morning. Birds were sucked into the engines and the crew decided to immediately land, bringing the plane down in a cornfield a kilometer from the runway with the engines off and the landing gear retracted. News from France. More than 500 firefighters have battled to contain a fire sweeping through a pine forest in southern France, with officials warning that strong winds could hinder efforts to bring the blaze under control. Some 900 hectares have been destroyed since the fire broke out Wednesday afternoon in the rugged hills of the Aude department, about 100 kilometers southeast of Toulouse. Commander Philippe Fabre of the Aude Fire Service said there had been a slight let-up early today, with the firefighters able to halt the fire's advance. We take a break and return with news in business.